Ready to dive into some holiday nostalgia.
Always up for that.
Well, today we're unwrapping Jingle All The Way.
The 1996 Schwarzenegger classic.
Yeah, we're going to break down this insightful movie review.
Sounds like fun.
Is it just pure holiday fluff or a hilarious take on the season's chaos?
You know, the film really captures that 90s toy craze.
Yeah.
Remember that whole Tickle Me Elmo frenzy?
Oh, absolutely.
It's like this desperate need to get the hottest toy.
The movie throws us right into that holiday shopping pandemonium.
Right.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is a frantic dad.
Determined to find that Turbo Man action figure.
Every parent's worst nightmare.
It's so relatable to anyone who's braved the holiday shopping crowds.
And about Schwarzenegger, it's interesting. The Terminator as a desperate dad.
It's a casting choice you wouldn't expect.
Not your typical heartwarming family comedy guy.
Totally.
But the review says he actually pulls it off.
Yeah, he does.
Was it a deliberate choice, this casting?
To subvert expectations, maybe.
Or just a purely comedic decision?
I think they were going for comedic contrast.
Okay.
The review highlights the charm Schwarzenegger brings. He makes the character relatable despite the crazy situations.
And let's not forget Sinbad.
Oh, Sinbad's amazing in this.
The review raves about his performance as Myron.
The mailman also hunting for that Turbo Man doll.
His improvisational skills apparently elevate the film.
His comedic timing is perfect.
What's fascinating is that he's not just a simple villain.
No, he's not.
How does he bring that depth to the role?
Well, he portrays Myron as another struggling parent.
Oh, interesting.
Driven by that same desire to make his kid happy.
No sense.
And through improvisation, he injects humor and empathy.
So he's not just a roadblock for Schwarzenegger's character.
Not at all.
He's a reflection of that frantic holiday energy.
Exactly.
So is Myron really the villain?
Or another victim of this holiday consumerism machine?
The review mentions the satirical take on the shopping frenzy.
It does.
Does that deeper meaning get lost in the comedic chaos?
It depends how you see the film's overall tone.
How so?
The review says it's not just silly fun.
Right.
It holds a mirror to society's obsession with buying during the holidays. Some find that satirical element refreshing.
Okay.
Others might feel it takes away from the holiday cheer.
Sure.
It adds a layer of social commentary.
Not what you'd expect from a holiday comedy.
Right.
How about the visuals and music?
Oh, the review highlights those bright, festive visuals.
Yeah.
And those familiar holiday tunes.
Classic feel-good holiday atmosphere.
Crowded malls with decorations.
Yep.
Snowy streets.
I can picture it.
All those iconic Christmas songs playing.
The whole holiday package.
But those special effects being from the 90s?
They probably haven't aged well.
You're right.
The review addresses this, I'm sure.
Yeah, they say some of the CGI, especially the Turbo Man sequences, it hasn't stood the test of time.
Not surprising.
But the practical effects and props still hold up.
No.
It adds to the comedic tone.
Like a time capsule of 90s filmmaking.
Exactly.
The review seemed to appreciate the overall visuals.
They did.
What elements did they enjoy?
They liked the exaggerated production design,
Go.
especially during those chaotic shopping scenes.
Makes sense.
It enhances the over-the-top energy.
Reflecting the frenzy of trying to get that must-have toy.
Perfectly.
So, relatable family dynamics, satirical edge, classic holiday aesthetic.
And maybe some unintentional laughs from the outdated CGI.
It can't all be perfect, though.
Of course not.
What flaws do the review point out?
Well, some of the humor feels forced.
Uh-huh.
Too much reliance on slapstick and predictable gags. Like they tried to cram in too many jokes.
Yeah.
And some fall flat as a result.
Makes sense.
They also felt the sentimental family moments, while present,
Yeah.
could be a bit underdeveloped.
Interesting.
Especially compared to all the chaotic action.
So the film struggles to balance those different tones.
It seems so.
But did they address if the humor is effective overall?
They did.
Because lots of people still find the movie hilarious.
Right, and they acknowledge that.
Right.
They say the film's humor, while flawed, is a key part of its appeal.
Okay.
It might not be sophisticated, but it contributes to the lighthearted energy.
So, even with imperfections, there's still a lot to appreciate.
Definitely.
What was the final verdict?
The review gave Jingle All The Way a 6.5 out of 10.
A 6.5.
They call it a festive comedy with a satirical edge.
Not bad.
Delivers laughs and holiday cheer even if it stumbles.
Seems fair. Not a masterpiece, but achieves its goal.
Exactly.
Lighthearted entertainment with a dash of social commentary.
Right.
Do you agree with that rating?
Let's move beyond the basics now.
Okay.
Consider Jingle All the Way in a larger context.
That's good.
We'll explore its cultural relevance.
Okay.
How it fits into the landscape of holiday films.
Interesting.
And how it reflects the anxieties and aspirations of its era.
Right.
Stay tuned.
We'll be right back. All right, so we've talked plot, characters, visuals, even the humor of Jingle All the Way.
It's quite a mix.
Now, I want to explore this idea of the film as a time capsule
Okay.
and how it connects to the bigger picture of the 90s.
So the film came out in 1996.
Right in the heart of the decade.
It taps into some key trends of that era.
Like what?
Well, grunge was fading.
Yeah,
Boy bands were huge.
totally.
The economy was booming.
Good times.
And that intense toy craze.
Oh, yeah.
Turbo Man in the film, but in reality, Tickle Me Elmo.
Causing chaos in toy stores.
Exactly.
Not just a movie plot, a real phenomenon.
The film reflects that consumerist trend.
More disposable income.
Marketing got more sophisticated.
People had to have the latest products. But doesn't the film's satire of consumerism still resonate today?
That's a good point.
It's more than a snapshot of the 90s, maybe?
You're right, the themes are still relevant.
Holiday stress.
Consumerism.
Maybe it's not a time capsule.
What do you think it is then?
More like a funhouse mirror.
Okay, I like that.
An exaggerated but recognizable version of ourselves.
Even today, yeah.
It's funny. A movie poking fun at consumerism,
Yeah.
but is also a product of that same consumerism.
Interesting paradox.
Then there's Schwarzenegger.
Peak action hero Schwarzenegger.
Putting him in a family comedy.
Definitely raised some eyebrows
It's a risky move, maybe.
for his career, potentially.
But the review said it worked surprisingly well. He brought an earnestness to the role,
Okay.
combined with the absurd situations.
Created comedic chemistry.
A contrast between action hero and bumbling dad.
A lot of action stars were branching out then.
Like who?
Think Bruce Willis in Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Oh, yeah, good point. Maybe a shift in Hollywood.
Possibly.
Audience is ready for something different.
Picking these action stars, yeah.
But regardless, casting Schwarzenegger added to the appeal.
Definitely.
So the film reflects societal trends,
Yes.
plays with casting expectations. What about its lasting impact? Is Jingle All the Way considered a holiday classic?
Well, it's earned cult status.
For sure.
Popular for holiday viewing.
Definitely.
But classic status is tricky.
How so?
It implies critical acclaim,
Okay.
cultural influence.
Right.
Jingle All the Way is entertaining,
And thought-provoking.
but maybe not that widespread recognition.
So maybe more a beloved favorite.
Than a masterpiece, yeah.
But that's fine.
Absolutely.
Not every film needs an Oscar.
Sometimes the films that don't take themselves too seriously,
Yeah.
they resonate the most.
Interesting. The review mentioned the film's humor,
Yeah.
reliance on slapstick.
Over-the-top gags.
Some of it felt forced,
Uh-huh.
but lots of people love the comedic style.
What makes holiday humor work?
That's a good question.
It gets to the heart of what we enjoy.
About holiday entertainment, yeah.
Nostalgia, I think.
Makes sense.
A need for escapism.
During a stressful season.
And connecting with loved ones through laughter.
So maybe it's not about sophisticated humor.
But if it taps into those feelings...
A warmth,
Yeah, nostalgia.
connection we associate with the holidays.
Exact.
And that connection can be different for everyone.
It can.
What's hilarious to one person?
Might be cheesy to another.
It's subjective.
That's why discussing films is so interesting.
We bring our own experiences.
References to the take.
Even if the review points out flaws,
Right.
plenty still find Jingle All the Way hilarious
They do.
and enjoyable.
It's a reminder that humor is subjective.
Okay.
What matters is if the film connects with you.
Emotionally.
Moving into the last part of our deep dive,
All right.
I want to touch on the film's message,
Okay.
or rather, messages.
Multiple messages.
On the surface, a lighthearted comedy,
Yeah.
dad going to extremes for a toy,
But beneath that.
a layer of satire about consumerism,
Okay.
commentary on family dynamics,
Interesting.
even a touch of holiday cynicism.
So the film is trying to be a lot of things.
It seems so.
Slapstick comedy.
Heartwarming family story.
A satire.
A cautionary tale, maybe.
Can a film balance all that without losing its impact?
That's the question we'll explore.
In the final part.
We'll see how Jingle All the Way navigates these elements.
Right.
Does it deliver a cohesive message?
Or end up a jumbled mess.
Stay tuned to find out.
Back again for the deep dive.
We are.
Unpacking Jingle All The Way.
From 90s nostalgia to over-the-top characters.
Even that sharp commentary on consumerism.
Lots to discuss.
But as we wrap up, can a film balance multiple tones?
Without losing its impact.
That question stuck with me.
Jingle All The Way is a good case study.
The review highlighted the successes
And the struggle
of this balancing act.
On one hand, the satire on holiday consumerism.
It added depth.
Complexity.
To what could have been just another silly holiday film.
It's not just laughs.
It sparks a conversation.
About values and priorities.
During the holiday season.
But the review also mentioned those sentimental moments.
They felt underdeveloped sometimes.
And the humor relied too much on slapstick occasionally.
It felt like the movie was shifting gears constantly.
1 minute we're laughing.
The next, tugging at our heartstrings.
A bit jarring.
It shows the challenges.
Of juggling multiple tones.
Jingle All The Way might not always hit the mark.
But it's ambitious.
Trying to be both slapstick comedy and heartwarming story.
And satirizing our holiday obsessions.
It's a lot for one film.
It is.
But that ambition makes it interesting.
Even if it doesn't always succeed.
And it's trying to say something meaningful.
About the holidays.
About family.
About consumerism.
Through humor.
And over-the-top situations.
So it's not afraid to tackle complex themes.
It does so in a messy way.
Chaotic, even.
Fitting for the subject matter.
That blend of humor, social commentary, and heartwarming moments.
Makes it fun.
And thought-provoking. Final thoughts as we wrap up our deep dive.
Jingle All The Way is flawed.
But endearing.
It reflects the joys.
And anxieties. Holidays can be stressful.
Pressure-filled.
But also a time for connection.
Laughter.
Reflection. It captures that chaotic holiday spirit.
The good and the bad.
With humor and heart.
Makes it memorable.
And entertaining.
One last thought.
Yep.
If Jingle All The Way were made today, what toy craze would drive the plot?
The 2024 equivalent of Turbo Man.
Who would play the desperate parent?
Interesting questions.
We're still asking these questions.
Decades later.
It shows how relatable the themes are.
Toys might change. But that desire
to make our loved ones happy.
Create those holiday memories.
It transcends generations.
The timeless nature of the holidays.
We chase different trends.
But the emotions remain the same.
Anxieties, too.
Time to wrap up our deep dive.
Into Jingle All The Way.
We laughed.
We pondered.
We unpacked the layers.
Of this chaotic holiday classic. Hopefully we gave you some food for thought.
As we navigate this holiday season, remember, it's not about the perfect gift.
Or picture-perfect moments.
For social media.
It's about connection.
Cherishing moments.
Finding joy.
In the midst of the chaos.
And maybe laughing at the absurdity of it all.
Happy holidays from the deep dive.
Until next time.
Keep exploring.
Keep questioning.
Keep diving deep.